I wish we had rates in the 5s.
We're like praying, like, please, Lord, come back, please. Is it a good time to buy a house, even with the high rate environment that we're in currently right now? Jose, what are your thoughts on that? That's the question we got.
Absolutely. This is the time to still buy, even with the current rates. You know why? I'm gonna get you a little secret. If you lock in your price at your house, let's say the house is right now $300,000, even with these high interest rates, and you're still comfortable with that payment, how is it gonna look if you say, no, I'm not gonna buy right now, I'm gonna buy 2 years from now when rates come back down, and then that same house is $600,000. There is no savings. So lock in the rate, lock in the purchase price at $300,000, and when it's the time to drop rates, we'll refinance you at that point. But you're locked in at $300,000 and not $600,000 in the future.
So I think one of the biggest things that we see, or one of the biggest sayings, right now, date the rate, marry the house.
Absolutely.
And the reason for that being is because here in Central Florida, where we're at currently, the market has increased in the past 10 years 5% every year. Every year, it goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up. So if you're not buying now, you're going to see, I feel so bad. Those people that were right after COVID, 2021, 2022, trying to buy a house, they want to purchase, they got frustrated because they kept getting outbid. Guess what? It's going to be a replay of that. Once rate comes down.
Absolutely.
I've been doing mortgages now for 15 years. I've never seen, even in 2008, when we were rock bottom supposedly, it isn't as bad as it's been the last year and a half with interest rates being as high as they are. Like people, the one thing I get the most is, I'm going to wait for rates to come down. And that was when rates were like in the 5s. Right?
I wish we had rates in the 5s.
We're like praying, like, please, Lord, come back. Please. Help, throw me a bone.
I think what's crazy is that we were already scheduled to have like 6 drops in the rate this year. And then all of a sudden, no, we're not going to drop rates. We're going to cut it back to 3 drops. And in January to February, the rates have still been increasing. There hasn't been a drop. So mind you, lock in the price, lock in the rate, do what you got to do right now. When they eventually do come back down, then you'll buy. Then you already bought your house and you can refinance it.
No, for sure.
And drop your payment.
At that point, your payment drops to something more comfortable. So if you can afford the house now, again, you don't make your payment out to interest rate. You don't make it to 6.99, 7.99, 10.99, 20.9, whatever the interest rate is. You don't cut your stroke and check at the end of the month for your mortgage to that interest rate. You stroke it to whatever that payment is.
Exactly. If you're comfortable with that payment, then hey, be comfortable. It's only going to get more comfortable when we refinance you out of that document.
Absolutely, because right now, like I said, we all know we're in a high rate environment at the moment.
Absolutely.
So once we come back down, you're just going to get a better deal for what you already expected to pay anyways.
Absolutely.
And if we're lucky and we keep the same trend of the last 20 years, your house is going to appreciate.
Then at that point, you could sell it, you could invest it, and talk about all the things that we talked about in the previous show about investing in yourself, right?
100%.
And that was it. Let's go. Any other questions? Feel free to drop a line to us. Get more questions going so we can answer all these things for you.
And this is another episode of The Lending Lounge.
But we make closing simple.